the use of the carnet. And I think when a lot of people hear the word carnet, they immediately associate that word with export, right? It's a passport for goods. As your goods leave the country, it can traverse multiple different countries and come back to the US, and no duty was paid, not only here in the US, but abroad. But I don't think, and even if you talk to the US government about the word carnet, we just gave a seminar on this a couple months ago, and they all started shaking their heads because when they introduced this to clients, to shippers, it's all about promoting export. And I would argue there's also a very big provision inside of this that allows you to avoid duty on the import side of life. Because not only can you work through the process of using that for export, if you're shipping something in for a short amount of time, you're talking tools of the trade, some trade show items that maybe you previously cleared just because it was simpler, there is an argument to use a carnet on some of those imports, but I really feel like it's an underutilized product in the duty avoidance toolbox that we don't even think about because everyone associates the word export when you talk about carnet. So, in those lights, Pat, I mean, you start to talk about carnets and I don't know if you've ever even talked to a customer much about using it on the import side, but all those conversations always tend to revolve around how do I use it to get this product out of the country and potentially then back in at a later date. And then we run into, the next topic, U.S. goods returned. But, do you agree that there's definitely that there's an argument to be used also on the import side?
Sure, absolutely. Especially, because the carnet is the entry document. It follows the goods into the country and it follows them out and there's no duty that attaches. But, it's similar to a TIB in the sense that not everything qualifies for a carnet.
Right.
So it's great if your product is eligible for a carnet. It's something you can use. But again, like TIBs, it's premised on you eventually shipping the goods out of the country, which not everybody can do.
Right.
But if you do, carnets and TIBs, if you qualify, are great options. But
no, absolutely.
Again, it doesn't apply to everybody. But if it applies to you, you can definitely use it to your advantage, and I'd encourage you to do that.
No, absolutely, and I really think that we just don't think about it enough. But one thing that's a little different about the carnet as opposed to the TIB is that carnet has to be issued by the foreign government, assuming it's going to come in and go back out. So with the TIB, sometimes that decision's made in transit. You can't make the carnet decision in transit. It has to be made.
Right. It has to be done beforehand, and you have to get it from the issuing authority. Right.
So just a quick catch there, because we have seen it before where this product's partway here, and our first question is, is this coming in on a carnet? And it's usually, what is that? And then at that point, we're already too late. So then we get into the paying of duty and then the backside of the duty recovery as it leaves the country.